Welcome back in our playlist Reacjs. Today we'll try to understand what does it mean fragment, what does it mean conditional rendering. Okay, let's start together. The first step will be like creating new file, like so. The first file component will be like fragment.jsx. Okay. We create our function or our component fragment and we call it directly in our main app.jsx, like so. Save and see together. Okay, it worked properly. Let's go to our fragment component and make some updates and changes. First of all, we can add a heading too, like a welcome. We can add then a short paragraph, and for example, learning React or something like that. Okay, save and see together and see how it works. Okay, it works successfully. Okay, for now we'll try to make some tests to see the difference and the syntax of fragment. The first command will be like and the first test, like so. It's just command. So in this command, we'll make sure that we must return one parent. Okay. Just command to understand how it works. So we need to add the div or the wrapper. Okay. It's so simple. The wrapper here is a div and it contains two elements, the h2 and the paragraph. Okay, we make it as a command and we make another test. Make sure to add the command always to make things understandable. Here we'll use, for example, the React fragment. The fragment is from React. We call we can use from React. Okay, this is the first syntax that we can use. Okay, in the command we can use the fragment from React, like so. The React fragment is like a wrapper of the heading 2 and the paragraph. Let's save and see if you want. It's so simple to understand. Okay, we have the third syntax. Okay. Copy paste here. Let's modify if you want the syntax of the wrapper. For now, we will use the most used syntax. Okay, like so. Normally it will be like an empty fragment, like so. Okay. With an empty fragment. The comments help the learner to understand more and more. For that, I'm always making sure to add the comments. Okay, let's return to the first example. If we use the div. Okay, let's refresh the page and see our elements. We have a div, which is a wrapper. Okay, the div in this case is not necessary. So it will be not the best option. Okay, let's comment and use the second test with the React fragment. Okay, let's inspect and see together. So yeah, congratulations. In this case, we haven't any element, any section element or any div, so it's useful. Okay, let's comment and see together the last one using the empty fragment. Let's decomment, save and see. Okay, let's refresh the page, inspect here. Okay, congratulations, we haven't any kind of HTML element, which is useful also. So as a conclusion, the most used or the best one is the last one, which is empty fragment. Let's try to make some notes or some comments. Okay, the first one will be like the use of a fragment can avoid creating unnecessary HTML, something like that. As you know, commands help learner to understand. It illustrates all the work and all the code. Okay. If you want, we can add some other commands to illustrate more and more. Okay, the empty fragment is just the short syntax. Okay, it's very important note. We can add also that the React fragment is the full syntax. Let's say the long syntax or the full syntax. Those kind of note help us to learn more and more and to understand the concept. Okay, hope that is easy to understand. Okay, for now, let's jump to understand what does mean conditional rendering. We'll start by creating, first of all, our component, conditional rendering.jsx, like so. Okay. Here we'll remove the fragment component, and instead we'll call our conditional rendering component, like so. Let's save and see together how it works. Okay. Sorry, we have to save. Okay, fragment. Yes, we have to save our conditional rendering. Okay. Let's refresh the page and see how it works. Save here also. Okay. Normally we see conditional rendering after refreshing the page. Here it is. Congratulations, it worked properly. Let's start our tests one by one, test by test, to understand how it works. The first command, like always, it will be like if else test or if else conditional. Okay, let's try to see how it works step by step. We'll try to understand more and more. We'll try to rise it up. Okay. We'll first of all create our constant. Once it is login, it's a boolean. It's equal to true. Okay. And then we may make our condition. If is login, we return a div or h1, like so. So if is login in the syntax, it means that if is login is true, we return the h3, which is welcome back. Otherwise, you can add another heading, something like please connect or please sign in. Okay, like so. Sorry, my bad. Please log in. Okay. Okay, remove this return. As you know, the component have only one return. Okay. The is logging is true. So let's add, a comment if else test. It helped to make the code clean, also readable. For now, is logging is true, so it will return the first condition, which is welcome back. Okay, it works successfully. If we try to update or change the is login to false, normally it will it will display the second one, please log in. So our condition work properly. This is the first test of using conditional rendering. Okay, let's comment. Okay, let's jump to use another conditional rendering syntax. We see the ternary operator. Okay, it's too simple, it's too easy to understand. Just focus to those fundamentals, and yes. So we try to declare our constant, which is login, initialized by false. In this case, we'll use the empty fragment, and then we have to use the curly brackets, since our condition is dynamic. So if login, does it mean that if login is true, we'll display the heading 3, which is welcome back. We can use the 2 point like so. Otherwise, I mean like if else, it's the else. After the else, we can display the heading 3, please log in. Okay. We have some extra brackets. Let's try to clean up our code. Okay, like so. Okay, for now it's correct. His login is false. So if we'll test is login is false, so it will jump to the second case, or the second H3, which is please login. Let's try to see together. Okay, refresh. Please login. It worked properly in this case also. Okay, let's change to true. Save it together. Normally it will display the first one, which is welcome back. So congratulations, it worked properly. Hope that you understand those kind of syntax. It's so simple to understand. We can add that the ternary operator are the most used on most of component, or with most of developers. So we have another syntax to understand together. The AND operator, like so. Okay. We have also to initialize or to declare our isAdmin, something like that, equal to true. Then we return something like a condition. Okay, return. You can use the empty fragment. Okay, and then we can display the heading, which is the dashboard, for example. Just an example to understand how it works. And then we can make our condition within the curly brackets. We can test if it's admin. We'll make the and. We'll display the button of delete users, something like that. Okay, in this case we'll test only if is admin will display this button, otherwise it will display nothing. Okay, delete user button, since is admin is true, so he is admin. So if we update to false, it disappear, so it work properly. Okay, if change to true, it appear another time, delete user. Okay, we can add in our command that the AND operator is useful or is perfect for showing or hiding the UI. Those kind of commands help us to understand more and more how it works, the necessity of any syntax. So yes, hope that you understand the fragment and the conditional rendering. Hope that clear up this video. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and I will see you in next video.